I was talking to some friends of mine who they have MySpace accounts, and I've got one too, but I don't usually check the bulletins.
Now, when you're on someone's friends list on MySpace, anytime they send out a bulletin, the bulletin goes to everyone. So sometimes I'll get bulletins from people who I haven't talked to in weeks or months or maybe even a year. One of the people that I got a bulletin from that was rather alarming was from Zach, and it said something like anti-communist gay camp.
And so they were looking at the bulletins and they were like, oh my God, our friend Zach, he's going to a straight camp, but I'm a cheerleader. And so I looked, and it had all these rules that he had posted about the camp, and we read them over a 2-hour period because there were like 83 million of these rules, and so it took us a really long time to read them, but we did, and so then we forwarded them to everybody we knew because we thought it was so crazy.
I had to find out through, his MySpace blogs and his bulletins, just like everyone else, that he was, about what was happening because, he couldn't speak to anyone.
He then sent a message to everyone saying, I think there's a protest starting in my blog. And I went and I looked, and people had started talking about what could they do to try to keep this from happening.
When I realized what was happening, that he was being sent to Love in Action. Love in Action had actually come to my private school. I was in a Christian school, and so obviously I was scared because I knew what they were all about.
I tried to get in touch with people from my past, people who I knew in Seattle, people who I knew in Portland, people who were active in Artists for a Hate-Free America that I've worked with, people that were active in the No on 9 campaign in Oregon, and it just blossomed out from there. And I don't think anybody would have ever imagined that voice, that little tiny voice would be heard.
Says it can help gay people live heterosexual lives, but that is not sitting well with some gay rights activists.
Several dozen protesters unite today against what they say is an anti-gay organization.
And he says this program teaches children, among other things, they don't have to live a homosexual lifestyle.
We're here to show them that this isn't the only choice. Shame and fear is not the only choice.
When we are trying to help someone reorient their behaviors and the way that they think about themselves, there are therapeutic techniques and there are ways in which we can assist that awareness process. Some people refer to that as brainwashing. I think it's a semantics question.
Okay, so parents bring their gay teens in here and you guys tell them what?
Well, we don't believe that their kids are gay. We don't believe that anyone necessarily is gay. We believe that people struggle with a lot of different issues.
What does love in action look like? This is what love in action looks like.
We're going to turn now to an issue that has people around the country taking sides this morning, all because of a teenager who seems to have issued a kind of cry for help. His parents enlisted him in one of the faith-based programs which claim to help people reject homosexuality. The programs used to be reserved for adults, but now for teens. And here's this young man's story.
In an exclusive interview with CBN News, Joe Stark talked about his decision to enroll Zach in the Love in Action program and the controversy that followed.
We felt very good about Zach coming here because to let him see for himself the destructive lifestyle, what he has to face in the future, and to give him some options that society doesn't give him today. Knowing that your son, by the age of 30, statistics say that he can either have AIDS or be dead.
When you ask someone to live in a lie, it's a dangerous, dangerous slope that you're running down.
It's all about managing your sinful desires. That's the whole point of the Christian life, is managing what you want to do based on what is appropriate for you.
The thing that we really want to do is to educate people. We want people to make informed choices about what they're going to do with their lives. We don't want people to be shamed into changing who they are.
When we first heard about his situation, me and some friends were just like, "What? We have to go out there and stand out there and do something." But
I would say that I'm just proud that you guys are out here. You're portraying a great image of love and acceptance, which I think is what is most important for the people inside those walls. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt that happens inside those walls, and it's an unfortunate reality, but it is happening.
I couldn't believe that there was a kid in there that didn't want to be there, they were going to try to change his sexuality, and to me that was just wrong, and I was trying to do what was right. And if I had the opportunity to do what was right, I had to do something.
I'm out here to support my gay daughter, because if she doesn't have the support of her parents who brought her into this world, who are supposed to love her unconditionally, who can she count on in this world? How can she love herself if I can't love her unconditionally?
You're perfect because you're intrinsically flawed like everyone else in the world, and you're you, and I'm glad you're you, and I'm sorry they ever put you in there. Forgive them for they know not what they do. I guess that's all I'd say.
It is their hope this documentary with insight and perspective may change the mind of others.
They teach you that what is inside of you is something that you end up having to really reject and be isolated from in order to be at peace with yourself. And of course, we don't believe that's true.
And as today's silent vigil closes this chapter of a struggle life-changing, their inner peace comes from knowing that this fight is just the beginning.
If you're able to educate one person, then all of it will matter. But accepting that it may only be one person is the hardest part that many of us have to face. It might only be one person. One person's a whole lot. Look what one person can do.